This video concerns neurofunctional cognitive assessment. Cognitive impairment can occur at any age, but as we get older, we lose brain function, which can result in memory loss. But this impairment may be contributed by other factors such as stress, dementia, head trauma, sleep dysfunction, and pain. Impairment may be present with symptoms of confusion, forgetfulness, brain fog, and functional difficulty. Present methods for the accurate assessment of cognitive impairment can be a challenge. With an aging population, there is an increased need to test neurocognitive function to assess conditions outside of that normal age-associated memory loss. There is now a computerized diagnostic test designed for the primary care setting that can accurately and objectively assess for dementia in a matter of minutes compared to medical questionnaires used by most practices. This advancement in cognitive functional assessment is a huge technological leap forward in the early detection of memory loss and is known as the Brain View Neuralscan. The Brain View Neuralscan is portable, easy to use, non-invasive, and pain-free. It is a cutting-edge hardware and software system that allows for an objective and neurofunctional measurement using the encephalogram activity of the brain, the electrocardiogram activity of the heart, visual and auditory processing speeds or evoked potentials, and a subjective neuropsychological survey. This system enables physicians to obtain a collection of the patient's neurophysiological biomarkers which profile the patient's neurological function and condition. It also allows the physician to gain an additional clinical information to assist in making a well-informed patient care decision. Here is an example of a laptop with the accompanying components, which include attachments for the EKG as well as the EEG or brainwave device. The Brain View Neuralscan is both a hardware and software system that utilizes a 21-channel EEG. The assessment requires the patient complete a neuropsychological questionnaire on a laptop, which provides information to the physician to assist in an evaluation. It is, in essence, more or less a lab measure for the brain that can be performed in a doctor's office. Each test is processed into an easily understandable report that includes brain biomarkers. These biomarkers are determined by using an EEG, brain processing speed values, or evoked potentials, or studies, imaging, and an EKG with sophisticated software. Here's an example of the first part of a neuropsychological survey with which an evaluee undergoes. The BrainView Neuralscan also utilizes an electroencephalogram or EEG that measures electrical activity through electrodes placed over the surface of the scalp as a predictive value of what is going on with the brain. It is also attached to an EKG or electrocardiogram that looks at the heart rate variabilities. The cap that this person is wearing is basically has electrodes that are connected through gel to the surface of the brain and provide input into the laptop where an analysis takes place as the electrical activity is evaluated. Here's an example of the brain as well as the EEG and the cap that goes along with it. This is an example of EEG waveforms which are analyzed by the software and correspond to the various circles or locations on the scalp for the brain. Now, biomarkers in association with evaluating the autonomic nervous system, the BrainView Neuralscan also creates biomarkers assessing the auditory and visual evoked potentials. These values are created as participants watch images and listen to sounds and interact with the device in response. The BrainView Neuralscan measures the speed of brain waves in response to a visual auditory stimulus with software-generated images and sounds to create a value for the biomarker. The autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system responsible for the control of bodily functions not consciously directed, such as breathing, the heartbeat, digestive process, and involves the measurement of heart rate variability. What are the biomarkers of the BrainView Neuralscan? Well, these would include peak alpha frequency, brain mapping, evoked potentials, and the P300a and B. The peak alpha frequency is the brainwave activity that occurs is measured at 8 to 12 hertz and has been correlated with cognitive performance differences between healthy and cognitive impaired individuals. Low levels correlate with dementia, insulin resistance, smoking, and cognitive decline. Brain mapping. Normal and productive brain functions rely heavily on an array of interconnected networks to facilitate communication within and across brain structures. The Brain Neuralscan with brainwave analysis attempts to bridge the gap between the data from surface EEG and the various parts within the brain that generate electrical activity. This analysis can help identify the brain regions involved with different tasks and provide a location for the source of these electrical activity generators. This is an example of a brain with demonstrating activity in Brodmann area number 40. Evoked potentials. These are also known as event-related potentials and are a measurement of the brain's direct response to specific sensory, cognitive, or motor event. They measure how fast someone is processing information, and this includes visual and auditory processing. The P300a and P300b are part of the event, are two specific event-related potentials. These have been found to be useful in measuring cognitive functions. Specifically, a low 300b values are associated with memory loss. This is an example of the report generated, which measures the time, which was in this case milliseconds, for visual, auditory, attention, and information processing. Once the report is done, the software creates a report to allow the doctor and the patient to evaluate the generated values. Now, the benefits of Brain View Neuralscan are that it provides a quick and easy functional assessment in the office setting. It uses automatic nervous system values, EEG results, and event-related potential biomarkers, provides memory loss biomarkers to aid in cognitive assessment, may improve clinical outcomes with early objective assessment. As well, it allows initiation of effective treatment options to help alter the path of a disease state. And finally, it empowers the physician to initiate treatment. Thank you.